Hi everyone! Today we will be learning how to solve inequalities by using multiplication. In previous lessons we used either addition or subtraction and we solved it using one step, which was the opposite, trying to isolate that variable. We're going to do the same thing today, except our problems will all use multiplication to undo the problem. So, for example, our first example that we have, example A, looks like this. It says x over 5 is less than or equal to -3. So our job is to isolate this variable, and we want to get it by itself. So again, we're going to draw our balance line, and we're going to do the opposite operation. So right now, this says divided by 5, because this line right here, this fraction line, means division. So to undo division, we're going to multiply by 5 and multiply by 5. So we get, let me make that symbol bigger, sorry. So now you have that crossing out, and this says x is less than or equal to -15, because -3 groups of 5 is -15. So now that we've solved this problem, we're going to graph it. So now that we've solved it, we're going to go ahead and graph it. Again, we know that with the line underneath it, it's a closed dot. My letter is on the left, so I'm ready. Closed dot. My letter's on the left, so I'm ready to graph this. I'm going to say -15. We'll put 0 there. So I am going to put a closed dot, and my arrow is going to point to the left for everything that is less than -15. So again, I started with division. I needed to undo it by using multiplication. So we use multiplication. It's the opposite of division. Okay? So because multiplication is the opposite of division, that's what we are using to isolate that variable. Okay, let's do another example, example B. And in example B, this one says that I have m over 4 is greater than -4. Okay, again, I want to solve using the opposite operation. So the opposite of divided by 4, I am going to multiply by 4 and multiply by 4. So now I'm ready to solve. That goes away. This leaves us as m is greater than -4 groups of 4. So -4 times 4 is -16. Oh my gosh, that's really close to this one. So m is greater than -16. It says we're going to use an open dot. And let's go ahead and graph this one. So let's get out our graph here. We want it to be greater than -16. My letter is on the left, so I don't need to do anything about that. I'm going to open dot. I don't need to switch anything. Open dot, and it's greater than. It's open dot because there's no line underneath it. And it's greater than. All right, let's do one last problem here. And in this problem, I want to do it so that the letter is not on the left. That way you can That way you can try to solve it using the letter not on the left. Okay, let's do this problem here. Okay, example C. All right. Example C. Example C is saying that I have -5 greater than P over 10. Okay, so we're going to solve this one just like we did up above, except the letter is not on the left. So we have one extra step that we need to do in order to solve this before we can graph. So I'm going to draw my balance line. Again, I have divided by 10, so I'm going to multiply by 10. That's going to go away and leaves me with P. That way, I need to multiply by 10. So 10 times -5 is -50. Now I want the letter on the left. So I'm just going to write my letter on the left, flip my sign around, and write -50. So the only thing I have to do is just flip that sign around. Now I'm ready to graph this inequality right here. P is less than -50. So we're going to start by drawing our line. And I have, what am I doing? Let's say this is 100, -100, -50, and 0. This is going to be an open dot because there is no line underneath. So I'm going to put an open dot at 50 and draw my line going less than. So P is less than -50. Okay, it is your turn for some try-its. Go ahead and hit pause because I'm going to turn my page. So if you don't have this example down, make sure you pause it, get it written down, and let's go ahead and do our try-its. All right, so try-it number 1. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, they give you a division one that's a little bit different. But that's okay. I want you to do this because it's still the opposite operation. I don't know why they always introduce something new in the try-its, but that's okay. N divided by 3 is less than 1. Okay, that's your first one. And then the second try-it that I want you to do, so make sure you solve and graph. The second try-it for you is 5 is less than or equal to m over 2, -2. Okay, so go ahead and hit pause right now so you don't hear me solving, and then when you're ready, come on back and hit play. All right, so in my first problem, I have divided by 3. Opposite of divided by 3 is multiplied by 3 and multiplied by 3. So I'm just going to write n is less than 1 times 3, which is 3. My letter is on the left, so no need to switch it around. I have an open dot, and I'm ready to graph. So when I graph this line, I'm going to graph n is less than 3. So here's 0, 1, 2, 3, open dot, and less than 3. So everything less than 3. Oh, I should have done it in a darker color. Sorry about that. I'll do the next one for sure. Okay, so check that one. How did you do? How did you do on solving that one? If you have questions, make sure you make a mark so we can check your questions. This problem we're going to solve. Again, it's divided by -2, so we're going to multiply by -2 and multiply by -2. Now it says m, we want, that's -10. We need to flip this around. I want my letter on the left, so we're going to flip it. M, flip the symbol, everything just gets written backwards. This is what I'm going to graph. That's what we should be graphing. So I'm going to use a darker number line like I said I would. So here's my number line. It's going to be at -10, 0. Why did I do that? There we go. Oh my goodness, Missing Wonder, you are losing it. All right, so we're going to put a closed, this is a closed dot because it has the extra line underneath it. So we're going to draw this sign and go a little extra. We just go a little extra. Draw the line. Everything greater than -10. How'd you do on that one? How did you do? All right, go ahead now and answer your essential question. How do we solve inequalities using multiplication? And then put your level of understanding out to the side. Where are you at? If you have any questions, come on back to the Google Meet and ask for help. Otherwise, you can go on and do your practice work. As always, I appreciate all of your hard work and effort, and make it a great day.